Oh, it's the time of the night where we get into a look at what's happening at the Southern Mallee Giants. And to join me is their co-coach, Coleman Shack. G'day, Coleman. How are you?
Yeah, going well. Thanks, Flo, man. How are you going?
Real good. And I'll tell you what, I don't reckon you were feeling real good after the loss last week to Minyip Matoa. It was a tough loss in the context of the season. But for all our Giants fans, it got worse through the week. Probably the only highlight was Thursday night training. And that was where you had a bit of a get-together before the lockdown.
Yes, it's been a bit of an interesting week, that's for sure. So coming off the game was pretty well competitive for three quarters. I think we went into three-quarter time with a lead of a goal or two, 10 points, and then Minyip just come out in the last quarter and really they kicked 8 goals to none, I think it was. So they really put us to the sword, and it didn't look good on the scoreboard, but internally we've taken a lot of positives out of the first three quarters, and we know where we can improve. So we'll just look to go to the training track and up in coming weeks to rectify that problem, hopefully. And hearing the news last night of the lockdown wasn't the greatest news. So definitely had most numbers on the track, I think, for the year last night. Everyone was keen to have one last run around and then catch up after training for a couple of beers just before we have to go into lockdown again.
Yeah, and of course you had a home game this weekend. We'll take a look at that situation in just a moment. I want to go back to the loss to Minyip Matoa. What happened, Coleman, in that last quarter? Obviously Lou White and his injury is a big issue, but it's a massive loss of concentration there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it. We stopped concentrating. We were definitely not able to keep up with Minyip fitness-wise as well. They showed they were outspread us. So we probably, we were matching it with them in the midfield all day, and that's probably where we stopped spreading from the contest. We didn't have numbers at the footy, and it was coming in way too easy for our backs to do anything about it in the last quarter. So, I'd probably head the blame on our midfield group there. We need to get fitter and look at where we can and stop run-ons that Minyip will get in the future, being such a good team.
It was a tough outing, that is for sure. Denham kicked another 4. He's your leading goal kicker now this season, playing well. Tyler Lehman, he just keeps keeping on. He's come back into the side and just a very good player. The two white boys, of course, Lou there going out injured. Yourself and your co-coach Marnie in the better players, and Lyndon also. Ice and 5, too good up forward, and Kelson, McIntyre, Gorth and Chamberlain and Kate Hunty. It goes on. Minyip Matoa, a great side. But you'd have to be pleased with Lehman, and also obviously the ability to be able to get to possession of the ball in the middle field. Just losing out in the last quarter, really, for mine, I think is something that you can focus on.
Yeah, so Tyler, he was tremendous all day. He's starting to build into what we know he's capable of, which is exciting. He's getting some really good weeks under his belt since he's come back from injury. So we look forward to him over the next few weeks, and we'll lick our wounds, but definitely taking a lot of positives. A lot of things worked for us in the first three quarters. So definitely not all doom and gloom, but we've got to make sure we bounce back to make sure we can hold a final spot to hopefully have a crack at them.
Yeah, okay, you beat them the first time around, so there's no reason why after three quarters you're with them. It's just going to be very important to see who you can get back on the park by the end of the season with your full strength side. Southern Mallee Giants in the twos just weren't any match here for Minyip Matoa, and it was a footy lesson in the end after they kicked 11-11 to your 2-5. Would that be as disappointing or as disappointed as the players could be coming off the field with that performance?
Yeah, they were disappointed as well. It was pretty good, pretty hot contest early, and might have been a bit similar, to the seniors. Just we got shown up with a bit of fitness, and Minyip were pretty good across the board. I know Nick and Sam definitely disappointed after the game, but like us, we take some positives, and we think we're still heading in the right direction at the moment. So hopefully we can string a few wins together leading into the finals campaign and gather some momentum.
Well, I'm glad to say it, your forwards have gone missing in the twos in recent weeks, and Conhetty had to do the goal kicking with a couple. Richardson, Holland, McCormack, Holm, Conhetty and Dogshan were among the better players, but we have seen your big forwards go off the boil a little bit.
Yes, they did battle for probably was starved a bit of opportunities though to stand up for the forwards. It wasn't going in there all that too cleanly and often on the weekend as much as we would have liked. So instead a bit more ball use going forward, few more opportunities for them, and I'm sure they'll be back behind kicking some goals. And Liam Hall and Todd Richardson definitely led the charge for the boys. Showed their intensity and strength around the ball, and really gave the boys a chance early in the game. That's for sure.
Yeah, good stuff to see that in that grade. I know that in the junior grades, it's always tough going. Your lads came out in the 14s after a bit of, I think, a scratch match. They played the 17s. I think they had a bit of a scratch match, didn't they?
No, not in the 17s. It was, just the under 14. So. All
right, 14s, you got nailed there. The boys got nailed fairly quickly in this game in terms of early in the third quarter. They had the mercy come in. It was 9-6, 60 to no score.
It was. So, Lewin Credlin away, the normal coach for young fellas, Liam Price, stepped in, and he had them all up and about. It was exciting to listen to. He's a very motivating person, Liam. He's the captain of the senior team, so he got a few of the boys revved up, even just listening on the sideline. So the boys, the young fellas, the under 14s, are excited and raring to go. But just unfortunately, to Minyip's credit, they had a couple of really good players and probably a few too many big bodies around the ball for our real young fellas. So they cracked in though, and it was good to see. I don't know if as well on the Sunday we went to Dimboola and they had sort of the under 12s carnival over there, and so a few of the boys that really step up and play under 14s each week got to play against their own age group, and I didn't get to go over and have a look, but just talking to Clinton Lewin, who coached them, they really stood up when they were playing against their own age and really enjoyed it, and I think they had a couple of wins over there. So to their credit, they're learning to what Lewin's saying and building as the season goes on.
That's great, actually, to hear that. Young Cody Frankel, he's been an absolute brilliant player. I was going to say a giant of the side, but you are the Giants, so there you go. Can't say that. Credlin, Copa, Horman, Bellinger and Williams were the better players there. Crooks 3 for Minyip Mato was the best on the ground. A very talented young footballer is that lad. All right, Coleman, where are we at with this week? You were to play Stall. The girls and the guys with the bar, they'd already got the drinks. You got all the sausages. Do you have to got a big freezer down there at Beulah by any chance?
Yes, we'll have to keep the cool room full and the freezer's full for the next home game, which we have 2 in a row, so that'll be the following week. So I'm sure we'll be lucky enough to hopefully all that food won't go off, but it's obviously a very minor problem compared to a lot of other industries at the moment that'll probably suffer from the unfortunate lockdown. Yeah,
okay. And no truth in the rumour, Coleman, that when they said that you were going to lockdown, that you said you may not be able to train. You yourself personally?
No truth in that. I was keen as ever to have a run around with the boys. As soon as we got the news, we might have had 30 on the track last night, so everyone was up and about, and there was a good crowd there, and just do what you can do under these circumstances.
Yeah, okay. You may lose the game now against Stall, which is bitterly disappointing because at Beulah I think you would have been a good chance to beat them. But at the same time too, our thoughts with Lou White, who out of the game had a serious injury and won't play again this season by the look of it. Just a quick thought on that from you, Coleman.
Yeah, Louis, very unlucky and unfortunate incident. He's one of the toughest and most loved players at the club, so it really hits home. But we wish Louis well and his mum and dad, Tom and Michelle, at the moment. So they've got a lot of support behind them, and the whole Giant community is right behind them.
Good stuff. Excellent. Coleman Jack talking Southern Mallee Giants. We're looking forward to, the lockdown being removed and getting back onto the field and doing what the Giants do best, and that is bring together their community and play some great sport in netball and football. And always appreciate you coming on board to talk to us, Coleman.
Appreciate it, Flo, man.